Good afternoon, ladies. Assalamu alaikum. How are you all? 7 attendees so far. Let me post the meeting details here. I posted the quiz 1 schedule, ladies, so it would be the coming next week on Wednesday, and I believe the topics are clear. It would be 7.1 and 7.2. Did you all check? Any questions?
Yes, Miss.
Alright, Fatima, is it all right with you? All of you? All right. Okay, ladies, so we have 16 attendees. Let's quickly start the session. I will download the attendance at the end. Okay, so let's start with the verse from the Quran, as we read this verse many times even earlier. Rabbi zidni ilma, Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a. Oh Allah, increase us in beneficial knowledge. So let's start with this verse. The objectives for the topic today would be to study about the minerals and vitamins and their deficiencies. Okay, so all these objectives have been done, we covered. So we'll be talking about the deficiencies of the minerals today and the vitamins. So we'll be talking about the scurvy and also the causes and effects of vitamin D deficiency in our body, because we already discussed about the protein and carbohydrate deficiency. Right, ladies, we didn't do the vitamins for your class, isn't it? Hello? Did we or didn't we? Hello? Please help me with it. Did we do about malnutrition in our last class?
Yes, Miss.
Yeah, yes. We didn't do the vitamin and mineral deficiencies, right? We did only till the coronary heart disease, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yes, great. Okay, so let's, Yeah, so let's quickly, let me ask you questions under the KWL from the topic we covered in the last lesson. Who's going to tell me what is anorexia nervosa?
It is too little food, and it makes you like slim, thinking that you're fat.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you slim because you don't have enough carbohydrates in your body.
Mm-hmm.
And you have like lack of nutrition.
Yes, perfect. So it is a condition in which the patient stops eating or has at regular intervals eats a lot and then starves for about a period of time, so that the body is devoid of nutrition. So the patient, they become very lean and they lack the nutrition. Thank you so much, Rabasan. That was very well answered. And what about kwashiorkor? Who's going to explain about kwashiorkor? Quickly, ladies. Rawasan is raising her hand again. I want someone else to explain about it really quick. Sarah, go ahead.
Kwashiorkor is a disease in which is because of poverty, because the families are unable to feed their children a good protein diet. And in kwashiorkor, the whole body is still it's fine, it's normal, it's slim, but they have a swollen belly.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be cured if they put on a high protein diet. Once again, they'll grow normally.
Perfect. So Sarah, can we call it only a protein deficiency disease, or is it a protein plus carbohydrate deficiency disease?
Protein, I think.
It is a protein deficiency disease. Thank you so much, Sarah. Yeah, who was raising the hand apart from Sarah and Rawasan? Who was the other one? Tala, I believe, right? Yeah, who's going to explain about marasmus? Quickly.
May I?
Anybody else who wants to answer apart from Prabhasan and Sarah? Come on, ladies. Would you like to answer it? Okay, Tala Mansoor, go ahead.
Marasmus is a condition in which a child does not take in enough food for their body to properly function, so the tissues waste away and then the child becomes severely thin.
Very good. So is it a protein plus carbohydrate deficiency disease?
Yes, both protein and carbohydrates.
Right. So you think that the child's brain also will get affected?
Yes.
Yeah, there would be a mental condition as well, because the brain will not get enough glucose or carbohydrates. Thank you so much, ladies. So under the effects of overnutrition, we discuss about coronary heart disease. Can someone quickly explain about coronary heart disease as well? Rawasan, go ahead.
Too much saturated animal fat in the diet, it causes higher cholesterol levels, and cholesterol can stick to the walls of the arteries, which can block them. And if they become blocked, they can cause heart diseases.
Perfect. So the cholesterol gets deposited in the arteries, stopping the flow of the blood, leading to the condition known as coronary heart disease. Thank you so much, Rawasan. This is how you can see in this picture. It has been explained. So how do we substitute these saturated fats with? We discussed that saturated fats are the fats which are the fats in which the cholesterol content is high, like the red meat and the beef, etc. So how do we compensate that with? Sarah, did we do this, ladies, or no?
No, I don't think, no.
Okay, great. Okay, so would you like to answer this question, or do you want me to?
What was the question?
The question was, how do we stop the intake of saturated fats in our diet, and what do we compensate that with or substitute that with?
May I? Instead of using saturated fats from animal fats, we could use plant fats which are unsaturated, such as vegetables, oils, or olive oil, and instead of butter.
Perfect. Thank you so much, sweetie. All right, so we can substitute the animal fats or the dairy products which are rich in milk, cream, butter, all the full fat foods with either the low fat the substitutes which are available in the markets, or we can substitute them with soya milk. Okay, so soya milk is a milk made from the soya products, which is very, very healthy. And for the people above the ages of 35 to 40, or if they have any heart conditions, they can have soya milk, which is very, very healthy. Similarly, we should include the vegetable oils, which have unsaturated fats, instead of including the fats from the animal origin, like the butter or the lard. We can substitute that with any kind of vegetable oil, and we can also substitute butter with margarine, which is also made up of plant products. Okay, so polyunsaturated spreads can be used instead of butter, like the margarine, and white meat can be used like the fish and the chicken instead of the red meat, because they do not contain much saturated fat. So eating more of these and less red meat may help to cut down the risk of the heart disease. Okay, so this is how the picture of the heart looks like. This is how the coronary artery gets blocked, and the blood flow is restricted whenever there is deposition of cholesterol like this, leading to either angina or the coronary heart disease. So if the block is removable, an angiography is done. If not, then an open heart surgery should be performed. And if the heart muscle is weakened on the whole, then the person is susceptible to heart attacks, and it might also lead to death. Clear, ladies? So today we'll start a new topic, which is about the vitamins and minerals. We already discussed that vitamins and minerals are as important as the vital nutrients in our body, isn't it? So vitamins and minerals are essential for the body to be able to use the other nutrients efficiently. Meaning, we studied the other day that iron is very, very important for the body. Could you please put your mics on mute? So which is the vitamin which is required for the absorption of iron in the body?
Vitamin D.
Vitamin
D.
D or C?
C.
C. Who's making those weird sounds? Please put your mics on mute, sweeties. Okay, vitamin C is required for the absorption of iron, and similarly vitamin D is required for the absorption of calcium in your body. So though you're including lots and lots of iron and calcium rich foods in your diet, if you don't have enough vitamin C, the iron cannot be absorbed by your body. Similarly, if there is no vitamin D in your body, the calcium cannot be absorbed into the body. So these minerals and vitamins are very important, though not in large amounts, in very small amounts, but they are very crucial for the healthy functioning of the body. Okay, so there are many different vitamins and minerals, and they are usually provided in the foods of a balanced diet. So most of the vitamins and minerals we get from the fresh fruits and vegetables which we eat. Okay, and though the vitamin D we get by exposing ourselves to the sunlight. Only the vitamin D. Apart from this, all the other vitamins and minerals we should get from the food we eat. And the diseases associated with the lack of a particular vitamin in the diet are called deficiency diseases. If any particular vitamin or mineral is lacking in the diet, then that deficiency is known as a deficiency disease. For example, if the vitamin C is lacking in our diet, it leads to a deficiency disease or condition known as scurvy. Okay, so we should include lots and lots of vitamin C rich fruits like all the citrus fruits, cherries, and lots and lots of green leafy vegetables like spinach and all of them are rich sources of vitamin C. Okay, also we need to keep in mind that vitamin C, it gets oxidized very easily. Okay, so whenever you're squeezing or cutting open a lime or any citrus fruit, you need to squeeze out the juice and have it immediately. Otherwise, the vitamin C gets oxidized into the air. Similarly, if you're cooking the vegetables containing the vitamin C at a very high temperature, the vitamin C gets disintegrated if you are cooking it above 70 degrees centigrade. Okay, so you should just saute it in oil at very low temperature and have it immediately in order to get the most of it. Okay, so vitamin C should be, if you're having it in the form of fruit, should be eaten immediately as soon as the fruit is peeled or the juice is extracted, because it is a water soluble vitamin. Also, the vegetables which contain vitamin C, you should not chop them and then soak in water and then cook, because then all the vitamin is being lost in the water. So you should first wash the vegetables before chopping and then chop them and cook them immediately. This is the best way of conserving the vitamins. Okay, ladies. So vitamin C, why is it required in your body? It is needed for tissue repair, to make the stretchy protein called collagen, which is found in the skin and the other tissues. Okay, so you must have seen the vitamin C is mostly related to the beauty and the care of your skin. So most of the oils and the lotions which you're getting these days are vitamin C rich. Why? Because vitamin C helps in the production of collagen protein, which helps in making our skin very soft and supple without any wrinkles. Okay, and also it helps in repair of the tissues. That is why vitamin C is very, very good for your skin maintenance of your skin. Okay, so vitamin C also seems to protect cells from aging. Okay, so not now, because now you're very young and beautiful. So after a certain age, start including lime juice and orange juice and lots of vitamin C in your regime, so that you are always fresh and young and looking good. Okay, so I told you that lack of vitamin C causes a deficiency disease called scurvy. So what are the symptoms of scurvy? A moment while I fix the slide. Did I assign you any research, ladies, to research about Anything? Did I?
Only once. That was a no.
No? Alright.
Only once. But like
No, for 9B, I assigned a research to research about the vitamin C and D deficiency diseases, and they did about it. So I will assign you a research at the end of the session, inshallah, today. Okay. So the symptoms of scurvy are painful joints and muscles, swollen, spongy, and purplish gums that are prone to bleeding, loose teeth, bulging eyes, bleeding into the skin are the symptoms of scurvy. Because vitamin C deficiency is, on the other hand, related to the deficiency of iron in your body. So the symptoms would be similar to iron deficiency anemia. Okay, wherein the production of RBC in your body is impaired, and you get the symptoms which are related to the iron deficiency. So you're very tired and weak all the time. You get pain in your limbs, particularly your legs. Appearance of small blue spots on your skin. All these are the symptoms of scurvy. You can see the swollen gums, as you can see in this picture over here. The teeth they loosen, and they may also fall out if there is a continued deficiency of vitamin C for a prolonged period of time. Okay, and the severe joint pain caused by bleeding inside the joints, like this. The bleeding inside the joints looks like this. Okay, and the swollen gums which become soft and vulnerable to bleeding, and your teeth may also feel loose or fall out after some time. Shortness of breath, particularly after periods of physical activity. Redness and swelling in recently healed wounds, and new wounds may also fail to heal properly. Easily bruised skin. So all these are the symptoms of scurvy, which is a vitamin C deficiency disease, and most of the symptoms you can relate also to anemia. So normally the people who are including lots and lots of fresh fruits and vegetables in their diet will never get a vitamin C deficiency or iron deficiency anemia. But people who lack fresh fruits and vegetables due to some reason, like in olden days, people used to travel from one country to another on boats or ships. They used to go on long sea voyages for months together. They used to be in the oceans or seas, wherein fresh fruits and vegetables are not available. So such people used to get or develop a deficiency of vitamin C because fresh fruits and vegetables were not available. Otherwise, if you're including at least a fruit, any type of fruit per day, or if you're including lots and lots of fresh salads and fruit juices, then you will never get a vitamin C deficiency. Clear, ladies? Any questions?
thank you. All clear.
Okay, great. Now let's move on to vitamin D deficiency. As I told you, whenever your body is exposed to the sunlight before 8 a.m. in the morning, your body can produce vitamin D on its own. Okay, so there is a substance under your skin known as cholecalciferol, which is a type of the cholesterol, which gets converted to vitamin D whenever you are exposed to the sunlight. Okay, so it is an unusual vitamin since it can be made in the skin using UV light. Vitamin D is needed in small intestine to absorb the mineral ions such as calcium, magnesium, etc. into the blood. So vitamin D is required for the absorption of calcium in the body. So a deficiency of vitamin D will indirectly be a deficiency of calcium in the body, which leads to the weakening of the bones and the teeth. Okay, apart from that, vitamin D is also needed to absorb the mineral ions in the small intestine. And a lack of vitamin D may be a lack of calcium in your body. So the diseases would be the same. So vitamin D deficiency leads to a disease known as rickets in children. Okay, so rickets is the bones, they bend under the body weight. The bones are not formed properly. There's malformation of the bones, as you can see in this picture here. So this is because of the vitamin D deficiency, a condition known as rickets, in which the legs are either bow-shaped or they are not formed properly. Okay, in adults, it might lead to a condition known as osteoporosis or osteoarthritis, as you can see in this picture, in which there is swelling in the joints and there is Herber-Den's nodes, these nodes on the hands, and also the weakening of the bones. The bones are so weak that the elderly people, they are susceptible to a fracture even after a minor fall. You must have heard that some elderly uncle or aunt has gone to a washroom, slipped and had a fracture. Or even if there is a minor fall, it will lead to a fracture, a serious fracture because of the weakening of the bones. Such condition is known as osteoporosis or osteomalacia or osteoarthritis. Clear? So sunlight promotes vitamin D synthesis from cholesterol in the skin. And vitamin D is oil soluble, unlike vitamin C. Okay, so it does not get oxidized easily into the air like vitamin C. Vitamin D, you can cook it also at a medium temperature, and it is an oil soluble vitamin, which means you need to eat fat to absorb it. And there are also vitamin D rich foods like fish, cod liver oil, sardines, salmon, mackerel, tuna, raw milk, eggs and mushrooms are rich sources of vitamin D. You may include these also in the diet, though the best source of vitamin D is exposing yourself to the sunlight. So especially in countries like Saudi Arabia, where the women are covered from head to toe in abayas even if they are going out, so such women might develop a vitamin D deficiency. Otherwise, the people who are exposed to the sunlight will never get a vitamin D deficiency. Okay, here most of the ladies, they have vitamin D deficiency. So though you need not go out, but you may expose yourself to the sunlight before 8 a.m. maybe in the balcony or in front of near the huge windows, the glass windows you have, so that you never get a vitamin D deficiency. Clear, ladies? So here again we have the shortage of vitamin D can lead to rickets. The symptoms are soft bones that become deformed, and sufferers may become bow-legged. As I told you, the legs are the shape of the bow. Exposure to moderate sunlight helps the body make vitamin D. So thus a lack of exposure because of climate or season or wearing clothing that acts as a barrier to sunlight can result in the development of a deficiency. Alright ladies, so that was about the vitamins, vitamin C and D. Now coming to the minerals which are most important to the body are iron and calcium. Right? So like vitamins, minerals are substances found in the food that your body needs for growth and health. So you need to get these minerals from the food you eat. Minerals, they don't give you energy or calories but can help with the other functions in your body. Okay, like the mineral calcium is required for the building up of strong bones and teeth and maintenance of strong bones and teeth in your body. Similarly, iron is required for the production of RBC and the blood in your body, and in order to keep the blood count proper in the body. Okay, so your body, it does not make any minerals, unlike vitamin D when you're exposed to the sunlight. No. So you should get this iron and calcium from the foods you eat. So you need to have a balanced diet, and you need to meet your daily needs for minerals so that they may be obtained through your diet. Okay, so here in this table we have the mineral element, the foods and the information about it. Can someone read out the slide?
Mineral element, calcium, foods that contain it, milk and other dairy products, bread. Why is it needed? For bones and teeth, for blood clotting. Deficiency disease, brittle bones and teeth, poor blood clotting. Mineral element, iron, foods that contain it, liver, red meat, egg yolk, dark green vegetables. Why is it needed? For making hemoglobin, the red pigment in blood which carries oxygen. Deficiency disease, anemia, in which there are not enough red blood cells, so the tissues does not get enough oxygen delivered to them.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So these are the sources of calcium and iron and why we need them in the body, and what are the deficiency diseases. As I told you, the deficiency diseases of calcium will be similar to the deficiency diseases of vitamin D and iron.
I'm sorry, mister, are you talking? Because I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Other girls, is it clear?
I can hear you.
Okay, who is it who can't hear me?
Jumana.
Okay, Jumana, could you please either check your any system these things, or please log out and log in again, Jumana. Okay. All right. So vitamin C deficiency, like the scurvy symptoms, would be like the symptoms of anemia, which is an iron deficiency disease. So let's discuss about that in detail over here. We have the same information again, but in detail. Could someone read out the slide again? Who wants to read it?
May I?
Yes, please.
Mineral iron, food source, red meat, liver, some leafy vegetables, example spinach. Symptoms of deficiency: anemia. Iron is needed to produce hemoglobin for red blood cells. A shortage causes weakness as oxygen needed for respiration cannot be transported efficiently. Comments: iron is added to foods when metal utensils are used in cooking. The amount of iron in a piece of beef is doubled when the meat is minced in an iron mincer ready for making burgers. Should I continue?
Yes, please.
Mineral calcium, food source, milk, cheese, and fish. Symptoms of deficiency: several problems, weakness, weak bones and teeth, poor clotting of blood, uncontrolled muscle contractions, spasms. Comments: calcium shortage causes rickets, the same deficiency disease caused by insufficient vitamin D.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Speedy. So not only can we get the iron from the foods we eat, but we also can inculcate the cooking habits. Maybe we can cook in iron pots so that a little iron can be seeped into the dish while it is cooking. Similarly, we can also use the mincers, like iron mincers, so that an amount of iron can be incorporated into the food. Okay, you know the cornflakes which we have, the cereal in the breakfast cereal cornflakes. They are stamped in the iron rollers. So these cornflakes, they are rich in iron. Why do they say that they are rich in iron? Because they don't have iron in them because they are made up of corn, but they are stamped and rolled between iron rollers. And during this procedure, a little iron is incorporated into these cereals. Okay, so such methods can be adapted in order to include a little iron in our diet. Though most of it we need to get from the iron-rich foods, because we are in Saudi Arabia, wherein we are blessed with dates. Dates are very rich in iron, so we should include at least 3 dates in our diet per day so that we never get iron deficiency. Because most of the young generation, especially the girls today, are anemic. Because especially the girls, once they start menstruating, they lose a part of their blood every month, isn't it, a portion of the blood. So that should be compensated again. So you need to include lots and lots of iron-rich foods in your diet, maybe in the form of meat or spinach, or the dates is the best way. You can either have 3 dates in the morning or evening, or just have a date milkshake so that you get enough iron in your body. Similarly, even for calcium, you need to include lots and lots of lemon, yogurt, and the milk products like cheese and all these, so that your bones are strong and you never get a calcium deficiency. Similarly, even the fish bones, the softened fish bones can be had because they are a very rich source of calcium as well. Now, what happens if there is iron deficiency in your body? It leads to a condition known as anemia. Most of the girls are anemic. You can make out by looking at them itself, and the skin complexion is very, very pale. They look so weak and lethargic, and the paleness is not the color, but you can see, though you are very fair, the paleness is, you are like cloth white. Okay, so that is due to the lack of blood in your body. Okay, so you feel tired constantly and lack of energy, and this is because of the lack of iron is related to the lack of RBC production in your body. Normally, as RBC in the body are broken down, the iron in the hemoglobin is recycled to make new RBC, right? However, if a woman has a heavy period, then there is a lot of blood and therefore iron loss, which can result in anemia. So as it is, the young girls are losing a lot of blood in their period. So this blood which you're losing, it needs to be compensated. Otherwise, you will be anemic. So you can see how a normal blood count looks like with the RBC and WBC. An anemic blood count is RBC are very, very less. So your hemoglobin should be 12 in a normal average girl or a woman aging from maybe 15 to 35. But if the hemoglobin count is less than 10, then you will be considered anemic. Okay, so you will be prescribed iron tablets, which otherwise are not required if you're including lots and lots of iron-rich foods. And in severe cases, you will also be given iron injections, and iron will be given as saline. It will be injected into your body if you're severely anemic. Okay, the reasons can be due to not including iron in the food, but also maybe due to heavy bleeding. Sometimes in your periods, or due to any hormonal changes, or after childbirth in a woman, she loses a lot of amount of blood, so then she might be anemic, so she needs to take special care of herself. So anemia is a condition wherein an insufficient supply of healthy red blood cells needed to carry oxygen to the body are deprived. The symptoms are weakness and unexplained fatigue, shortness of breath, dizziness, irregular or fast heartbeat, headache, cold hands or feet, chest pain, yellow skin or pale skin. Okay, ladies, these are the symptoms of iron deficiency anemia. Any questions so far about anemia? All clear?
Yes, teacher, all clear.
Okay, thank you. Now let's move on to the next important nutrient. We can call it a nutrient because it is as important as a nutrient, which is fiber or roughage. You can watch in this video how fiber is important. What do you see in this video here? Who can explain? You can first watch it. Yeah. What's happening here, ladies? What did you understand? Sorry? Do you want me to play again? You can see the person's alimentary canal here, and the food is moving through the small intestine. Okay, and after that the food reaches the large intestine, from where the waste is excreted out. So do you see how the food is moving through the small intestine over here? Okay, so for this smooth movement of the food through your intestines, the fiber or roughage is very, very important. Why? Because it softens the food and it makes easy for the food to pass through your intestines, and finally when the waste is being removed from your body through the anus, the procedure becomes very, very easy. Okay, and this is by including lots of fiber-rich foods in your diet, which are mostly fruits and vegetables, because fiber is present in the skins of fruits and vegetables, and also in the outer part, which is known as the husk of the various cereals and grains. Okay, so dietary fiber is the indigestible part of the food, largely cellulose from plant cell walls, which provides bulk for the feces. Bulk meaning makes the feces soft and bulky so that they can pass easily without any difficulty through your intestines, and they can be easily removed from your system. Okay, so plenty of fiber in the diet stretches the muscles of the gut wall and helps push the food along by peristalsis. Now, what is peristalsis? The regular contraction and expansion of the intestine is known as peristalsis, which helps in the movement of the food further in your intestine. Okay, so the intestines, they expand and contract, pushing the food further. So if there is a shortage of fiber, it can lead to constipation and may be a factor in the development of bowel cancer. Okay, so constipation is a very serious condition, ladies, wherein you are not, meaning you're not able to remove the waste from your body. The stool or the waste material, it becomes so hard that you cannot remove it easily from your body because of the absence of the roughage or fiber in your food. Okay, and if this constipation continues, it might lead to serious conditions like bowel cancer or hemorrhoids or piles, etc. So that is why you need to include lots and lots of roughage or fiber-rich foods in your diet. Fiber helps to keep the alimentary canal working properly, and food moves through the alimentary canal because the muscles contract and relax to squeeze it along. This is known as peristalsis. The muscles are stimulated to do this when there is food in the alimentary canal. So soft foods, they do not stimulate the muscles very much. So the foods which we are eating today, like the refined foods, the refined white flour, the white bread, and the various things made with the refined white flour, all these are the foods which are soft. So in olden days, people never used to have refined foods. They used to include brown rice and brown bread and whole grain bread. All these are very rich in the fiber, and when you're eating this, your digestion is very proper, your digestive system works properly. Okay, the muscles, they work more strongly when there is harder, less digestible food like fiber in the alimentary canal, so that you never get any digestive problems, and you pass your bowels each and every day so that your system is free of any waste. So fiber keeps the digestive system in good working order and helps to prevent constipation. Alright, so as you can see in this picture, constipation is generally described as having fewer than 3 bowel movements a week. Ideally, you need to clear your waste from your body every day, or at least once in 2 days. Otherwise, if it is less than that, then it might lead to serious conditions like constipation or bowel cancers in future. Okay, so not eating enough fiber such as fruits, vegetables and cereals can cause constipation. So this is another example how important it is to include the fruits and vegetables in your diet. Here you can see the foods rich in the fiber, like the brown bread, the whole grain bread. Okay, so all plant foods such as fruits and vegetables contain fiber. This is because the plant cell walls, they have cellulose, and this cellulose is nothing but fiber. Humans, they cannot digest cellulose. We cannot digest fiber. But what is the importance of it is, it makes our food very soft and bulky so that it can be removed easily, pass easily through the digestive system and later removed easily from our body. So the presence of this fiber in the food makes the digestion and the removal of the food easy from our body. So one common form of fiber is the outer husk of cereal grains such as oats, wheat and barley, known as bran. And some of this husk is found in wholemeal bread. Brown or unpolished rice is also a good source of fiber. Here you can see all the fruits which are very good source of fiber. So you should include these in your diet. Clear, ladies, about roughage? Any questions?
No, teacher. All clear.
All clear? All right, great. In that case, we will discuss about water in our next lesson and then start the next chapter, which is 7.2 digestion, which is included in your quiz 1. So the homework for today would be, please complete these questions in your textbook. Let me take you to the slide. Okay, so page number 80. The ones who completed the previous questions, from 7.1 to 7.6, most of you submitted. The ones who did not may submit them as well. And today's homework would be questions on page number 80. Okay, we did not do this so far. Okay, this is not for you. Okay, ladies, for you would be questions from 7.1 to 7.6. Okay, the ones who did not complete the questions may do the same homework and send it to me. If any research, because we have only water left now for research, that is not required. I will assign research for you in the next topic once we start the lesson digestion, inshallah. Okay, any questions? Okay, great. All right, so 24 attendees downloaded the attendance